Straight
Let's go. They finish, oh, they finish. Yeah, the sign of me say they finish. They finish, oh, they finish. Partiality finish, oh, they finish. They finish, oh, they finish. The corruption pays they finish, oh, they finish. Everybody have an enjoy. When one get wet, babu jaw that thing have to stop. Look, we have facility. Feeling our money, walking away with impunity. Yeah. We suffering and enjoying. While we crying, they laughing. Hospital like a medicine. Now I wanna say they can give us straight to overseas. But we having somebody that coming, somebody that coming to bring justice for the poor. And it's having somebody that coming, through the CPP to wipe away our sorrow. We having somebody that coming, somebody that coming. We cool your facility. We having somebody that coming, somebody that coming. But you go opportunity. They finish, oh, they finish. Yeah, the sign of me say they finish. They finish, oh, they finish. Partiality finish, oh, they finish. They finish, oh, they finish. The corruption pays they finish, oh, they finish. Yeah, tell the group of people in the country treating all as slave. If you try to talk as soon as you will go to jail. Look at that, violating our way, all staffing in that care. Liberia wake up when I send somebody to rescue us. And the Senate come and pet you out in the future. You got, you know, share ability, peace and transparency. Coming to the system for everybody to benefit. So shine your eye, be wise, don't be fool with killing, breaking agriculture. So you must get past the building. Infrastructure, the federal men see that kind of thing. Job opportunity, with gender equality. CPB all the way, collection in our area. Paper justice, education in our area. Hey, all the property, if taking our country money, seeing the overseas, they finish. Monkey well, babu jaw, they finish. You get connection, you get into the house, they finish. CPB, oh yeah. They finish, oh, they finish. Yeah, the sign of me say they finish. They finish, oh, they finish. Partiality finish, oh, they finish. They finish, oh, they finish. The corruption pays they finish, oh, they finish. They finish, oh, they finish. Yeah, the sign of me say they finish. They finish, oh, they finish. Partiality finish, oh, they finish. They finish, oh, they finish. The corruption pays they finish, oh, they finish. Yeah, respect the coming. As if I talk about APC face a CPP. So people that got
it. Finish, Mr. Cummings say finish. Welcome to the Oil Cummings show, where we discuss Mr. Cummings' political agenda, where we support the ANC and Mr. Cummings, where we support the collaborating political parties, and where we defend Mr. Cummings' character and everyone who supports Mr. Cummings. This is the platform that is very much promotive, and you can also follow us on the ANC YouTube channel. We are currently there now live on the YouTube channel, and the page is absolutely running. So we were indeed start to run the show on our YouTube channel. So as you can see, we are currently running. This is the YouTube channel. The show is currently running on. So you can follow the YouTube channel now. The show is already running on the YouTube channel. So let me say a very big thank you to everyone, and I'd like to address some of these things. The ANC is everybody's party, everyone political party. And that's the reason why I love this spirit and admiration of all officials of the ANC. And let me say this to everyone. If we sit and criticize officials of the ANC, if we sit and criticize people, if we sit and insult Mr. Cummings, we say we allow people insult Mr. Cummings, we allow people criticize the ANC. If we don't take that responsibility to respond to some of their trivial comments, some of their comments are not are not relevant enough to uplift Mr. Cummings' agenda, but they are meant to bring separation because of their own political interests, which, of course, we do not care about that. If you have your own interests, your own political interests, we do not care about that. On this platform, we promote, support the ideology of Mr. Alexander B. Cummings, and we are clear with it. And I'd like to say, yesterday I was talking about how we need to improve. And let me say this. Mr. Cummings and the CPP message is very clear. And I'd like to say this for everyone. The same way we can take time to read our books, the same way we can take time to lecture, let us use this time and at that time get it to us to promote Mr. Cummings. Stop the hatred, stop the political backbiting, and support and promote Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings is our political product. If we do not support Mr. Cummings, we feel very big and proud. Then we are not going anywhere. And Mr. Cummings has always been saying this. And Mr. Cummings said this before. And Mr. Cummings keeps saying this. If you feel that supporting Mr. Cummings or supporting the ANC is for you to live big short life, Mr. Cummings is not your guy. Mr. Cummings keeps saying this to everyone. If you feel you're supporting me because you want to live big life, I am not your guy. I am not your type. I am not that product. If you want to support Mr. Cummings, you are willing to support Mr. Cummings. But if you feel supporting Mr. Cummings is because you want to siphon and steal money from the people called, then Mr. Cummings is not your guy. Stop doing this. If you feel supporting Mr. Cummings is for your own self-interest and not the interest of the ordinary masses, Mr. Cummings is not your guy. If you feel supporting Mr. Cummings is supposed to build your house after supporting Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings is not you. We are not partisan on one in New Bordeaux, Tennessee. That the way the CDC is doing, the way the other political party is doing, at the level of the CDC and the Unity Party. We are supporting a fresh agenda for an individual who have always been committed with the system of change from the beginning of his entire life. We can't sit and satisfy our own ego. No. I see people sometimes people want to satisfy their own ego dissatisfaction and fighting over views and comments and want to occupy the internet to show themselves that they are giant supporters of Mr. Cummings. You do not break the wing of the ANC. The ANC is like a moving train. It's not because you have issues, then you want to stay in the way of the moving tree. No. The ANC is like a moving tree. A moving tree now. Today we have the maritime commissioners, like Eugene Nagbe. All of his interview, they were there discussing Cummings. They were there blaming Mr. Cummings. Even the CDC administration know now that Mr. Cummings is the key competitor. Even CDC know that Mr. Cummings is the key competitor. And I will say this to everyone. Every member of the ANC here, I will say this to you all. December 15 is the voter registration. These are things that we need to be sensitizing our people on. December 15 is the voter registration exercise. December 15, the voter registration starts. Everyone in the diaspora, this is always my call. It's not about self-interest or whatever. This is always my call. Every members of the ANC in the diaspora need to come down and register in your various counties. Every member of the ANC in the diaspora. If you don't come down to register, you'll be jeopardizing the interest of the people on ground. If you don't come down to register, I'm being very serious, I'm being very holistic. If you put your live video on, we'll go there, we'll checkmate your live video, we'll tell you you're not a supporter of Mr. Cummings because you don't believe in the Cummings. If you believe in Mr. Cummings to liberate this country, December 15th in the diaspora, come down to register. Come down to register. You need to come down to register. Come and register. Come and be a part of the process. Come and be a part of the process. If you not come down to be a part of the process, what the essence of you criticizing? Come and register. December 15. December 15 is the voter registration. The voter registration starts December 15 in Masurado County, in Bomi County, in Bapuru County, and in Cape Town. Come down to register. Come. Convince. Imagine you have people that you can send mobile money to, send Wave to, you can send Western Union to, you can send MoneyGram to. When you come down, when they see you, they know that you are on ground, you convince them. People you have influence over, you convince them to register to that very location. And these are some of the debates. Leave self-issues. Self-issues will not carry everywhere. Even the 12 disciples that Jesus had, they have issues. The 12 disciples that Jesus was controlling have issues. Until one of them sowing out. The issues to liberate our people is for us to register, have our voter registration card. After December 15, January 10, having show, I will be requesting everybody to upload their voter registration card. Screenshot it and upload your voter registration card. Then we will know whether you're ANC partisan or you're not ANC partisan. Leave self-interest. 2023 election is going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be involved with money and planning. Money, planning, money, mobilization. And these are the two aims. The 2023 election going to be money and mobilization. If we don't spend the money to get some of the equipment, to host some of the shows on the radio, we will not be able to mobilize people. So these are some of the things. 2023 going to be, nobody will tell you, say, an Ikuben will sit and allow them. Nobody will sit. No Ikuben will sit and allow them to leave. One thing. It is our time we come down. It is our time we come down to register. We have, when it comes to the internet, the ANC debates on the internet have already been won. The debate is on the ground. Let us come down and do the groundwork. Start to influence your friends, family members, business tycoons that you have influence with. These are some of the decisions we have to be taking. Mr. Cummings' message need to resonate. Mr. Cummings' message need to be with the people. It is not about your internet show that you have will make Mr. Cummings president. No, it's not about our internet show that we have or make Mr. Cummings president. It's not about the 100 or 500 views you have that will make anyone president in this country. It's about the work that you will do on the ground. How well you influence and convince people to vote for the change agenda. This is what will make Mr. Cummings president. But if you said you insult other people, will not make Mr. Cummings president. These are some of the issues. These are some of the issues we need to address. Let us stop. People already complaining of the government already complaining on us. Anytime you see people complaining, it means they have identified, it means someone have identified their weaknesses. And then, if someone have identified their weaknesses, it is simple. It means that the person have already know or already come to the conclusion that this person can do the job. So they're complaining on them. CDC have already complained on Mr. Cummings on everything in this country. CDC have already complained on Mr. Cummings on everything in this country. CDC. So if we don't come down to do the work, and let me appreciate you, Dari. If we don't come down to do the work for Mr. Cummings on the ground, if we don't support people who do the work for Mr. Cummings on the ground, definitely we'll not get the needed results. And the needed result for 2023 is win. That is our change message, is win. We are going into the election to win George. We are first round. We're going with George. We are second round. So we have huge tasks to do. We have huge tasks to do. We have huge engagement to carry out. Will not be complaining on officials in the ANC. Do your work. If you work, your work will speak for you. You don't need to meet Mr. Cummings before you be recognized in the ANC. You don't need to meet Mariah before you be recognized in the ANC. You don't need to meet anybody in the ANC before you be recognized. Work. Your work will recognize you. You need to work. You need to take your time and work. Stop complaining. To change for evil to good is very difficult. And we need to take our time. We need to take our time convincing people in the various slum communities. We need to take our time convincing people in the various slum communities for them to understand the change message. And they are already understanding the change message. We complain about everything. So if you want for Mr. Cummings, to recognize you, you're not supposed to meet Mr. Cummings even for recognition. Do your work. Go in your community. Convince people. Go in your community. Convince people. Do your work. Your work will speak for you. People will say, oh, they're getting district now. It's mobilizing. People will start reporting to officials of the ANC or closer to the ANC or closer to Mr. Cummings. Then you will be recognized and appreciated for your work. But you tell people to go mobilize, they want money. You tell to go talk to people in your community, you want money for aid. To talk to people in all that money, you need to do your work. We need to start working. 2023 election is going to be very, very tough. We have Mr. Cummings in the race. We have George Weah. We have Joseph Yuma Bwaka. We have Tiaon Gonglu. It's going to be tough if we don't play our cards by mobilizing our people. If we say they complain every day, complain will not help us. You say you complain every day, complain will not help you. If you want to change, if you're out here to support Mr. Cummings and change the status quo that is already failing our Liberian people, you need to do the work. Stop complaining. Stop complaining and do your work. Your work will speak for you. Stop complaining. Stop passing around complaining. It will not help you. What you need to do is to get the message across to the people. The people already know that George Weah cannot be president 2023. But the people in Liberia is looking for the needed alternative. The needed alternative is, who next should we entrust with power? Who next? And our answer here is Mr. Cummings is the next alternative. Since Mr. Cummings is the next alternative, what we need to start telling the people now is to start engaging them, explaining Mr. Cummings' change message to them. These are some of the strategies we need to start developing. These are some of the tactics we need to start developing towards 2023 campaign. Criticizing, complaining will not help you, will not carry you anywhere. If you criticize anybody in the ANC, you get vexed. And let me say this. Those that are supposed to make Mr. Cummings win come 2023 will make Mr. Cummings win come 2023. Those that are supposed to vote for Cummings already know that it's supposed to vote for Cummings. Those that need the real change already know that the real change message is here. So what we need to start doing, what we engage ourselves with, is the change message. Engage yourself. Engage yourself with the mobilization plan. Engage yourself with all of the necessary plans. Engage yourself. Engage yourself. Make that engagement wonderful. Make your engagement. Be very important. Let me say this. You can go on the ANC Liberia TV, the ANC Liberia YouTube channel. We are live on the YouTube channel, so you can follow the YouTube channel page. We are live on the YouTube channel. You think because I hosting the show, Mr. Cummings is supposed to know me? No. The message you speak out there, people will be able to identify you and link you up. People want to take Mr. Cummings up. This is not vestation. Cool your temper, convince the people. Calm down. 2023 is the D-Day. Either Liberia will move forward or move backward. Will be determined through 2023. If Liberia will move forward, will be determined by the results of 2023 election. And let me tell you why Mr. Cummings will win. Let me tell you why Mr. Cummings will win. It's simple. In 2023, in 2017, Mr. Cummings came 12 months. That's it. 9 to 12 months to election. And Mr. Cummings came 5th place. 9 to 12 months to the election. Mr. Cummings came 5th place in 2017. For 2017, now in 2022, Mr. Cummings is now being discussed among the top 3 most popular presidential candidates in this country. Imagine the work that we from the ANC have been doing from 2017 up to present. Now, Mr. Cummings is now in the top 3. Before 2023 election, we will be targeting win. And that is simple. And the win will be targeting will be based on the results and the efforts we make. Will not be based on our loud noise around the corridors. You cause nothing from today to tomorrow. The people that are supposed to vote for Cummings will vote for Cummings. Don't feel you own mobilization. No. There are people even more popular than you supporting Mr. Cummings. You are not the only talkative on the internet. No. There are some people on the internet who is more informed about Mr. Cummings' activities than you. So stop complaining. Stop complaining and do the work. There are people on ground. We need to support, we support them. And let me say this. I will highly appreciate, I will say this very clearly to the Oil About Comment Show team. They are wholeheartedly been sponsoring this show on the radio. Today this show marks the 3 months on the radio. Friday will be on radio. And they have been supporting. They are even currently recruiting or raising funds to get the show go additional 2 more months or 3 more months to December. So these are some of the engagements. And Mr. Cummings' message, the show can reach as far as Basel, as far as Nima. And we play Mr. Cummings' message. We play what Mr. Cummings have done. We play what Mr. Cummings have done. We will continue. We will continue to engage. We will continue to mobilize. We will continue to recruit people to support Mr. Cummings. You know why? Because even you turn against Mr. Cummings today, 5% will join the ANC today. You know how many people joining the ANC? Because they have seen the work that Mr. Cummings have done. They have seen the work that Mr. Cummings have done. Nobody can tell you that Mr. Cummings is not working. if you want to join ANC, if you decide today, say I'm leaving ANC, plenty people join ANC. Plenty people join. This is the party that we believe in. The ANC is the only political party that we believe in. And this man called Mr. Cummings, the man called Mr. Cummings is the only man that we believe in. So, we're not having time for people who say, are you supporting Mr. Cummings? No. Mr. Cummings is the only alternative for this country. Leave it or take it. Mr. Cummings is the only alternative. And he will say very clear. Will be very clear and clear with everyone. Mr. Cummings is that alternative. Support Mr. Cummings today. Tell your friends, tell their friends that Mr. Cummings is around. Mr. Cummings is about to make the necessary change. Mr. Cummings is about to make the necessary changes. So these are some of the things. Let us be promotional, right? See this crowd. See Mr. Cummings walking. You see this crowd. You see Mr. Cummings walking. You see this crowd. You see it was just recent. It was just recent. This was the crowd in district number 1. This was the crowd in district number 1. So to tell you that people are doing the groundwork, people are working. This is the crowd in district number 1. Just to inform me that people are working. Just to inform me that people are working. People are not just sitting, people are working. The work people are doing across this country is to make Mr. Cummings president. The work people are doing is to make Mr. Cummings president. And we appreciate everyone. We appreciate you, Dari. You're actually doing the work. And tomorrow we'll be hosting you. Dari will be hosting you tomorrow on the radio. So these are people, see crowd. See crowd. See Mr. Cummings moving. To tell you that this is the work that people keep doing for Mr. Cummings. This is the work that people keep doing for Mr. Cummings. You will not say there and criticize Mr. Cummings. And Mr. Cummings is working. Mr. Cummings is doing everything possible to make himself president. And let me say this to you all. Let me say this. Don't feel that favor you're doing to make Mr. Cummings president. No, not favor. You're doing it for your best interest. You're doing it for your best interest. You not favor you are not to Mr. Cummings. No. Today, if Mr. Cummings decide to not be president, to not contest for the 11th presidency, Mr. Cummings will live better life. So don't feel say you owe Mr. Cummings owe you when you're working for Mr. Cummings. You're working to make your future. It is not Mr. Cummings you're doing it for. Today, Mr. Cummings become president. It is not Mr. Cummings you're doing it for. You're doing it for a better living condition for you and your children. Today, if Mr. Cummings is president, it is based on your work. Let me tell you, Mr. Cummings being president, Mr. Cummings being in politics attracting a lot for him. A lot of people that want Mr. Cummings to serve on their boards, but they are not. Well, just because Mr. Cummings is in politics, Mr. Cummings is not gaining anything. Mr. Cummings is doing his best. Mr. Cummings is not gaining anything. Mr. Cummings is not gaining anything. Mr. Cummings being in politics, Mr. Cummings is losing because Mr. Cummings spending his money engaging a lot of boards that Mr. Cummings is supposed to serve around. So we paying Mr. Cummings 50,000, 200,000, a lot of boards. But people feel supporting Mr. Cummings, you're doing favor. No, you want a better living condition for people who live in this country, most especially Liberia. If Mr. Cummings is not even, if Mr. Cummings decide to say today, I'm not in politics, you know how many people will lose job in this country? If Mr. Cummings just announced that today I'm not participating in the Liberian politics, you know how many people will lose job? You know how many people will lose job? You know how much gains Mr. Cummings will get? But Mr. Cummings saw all of this and decided that I need to go to Liberia to sacrifice for my people. Mr. Cummings said, I will leave all of these luxuries. I will leave all of this life and go to my people to save my people. This is not favor you are not into, Mr. Cummings. No. Don't feel when you bring 30, 60% to the ANC, that favor you're doing for Mr. Cummings. No. You're doing it because you want the living condition of your children, of you to change. George Weah can't lie. On top of it, George Weah even making fun of all of us, saying Liberia is like Miami. You said in Liberia, we feeding things. Respect is on the increase. He is fighting for a better life. Mr. Cummings is fighting for a better condition, living condition for you. Mr. Cummings' current life that is currently living is equivalent to the present life. Mr. Cummings has made his money. Mr. Cummings' children are well established. Mr. Cummings is well established. Mr. Cummings is not seeking political handout from different person. Unlike George, we had our book having audio. Unlike George, who was broke, disorganized, dysfunctional before becoming president. But Mr. Cummings is well established, married, having his children, have gained a lot of luxuries, but decided to leave all of that to come to the Liberian boarding politics to save us. But people feel that you're doing Mr. Cummings' favor. No, you're doing Mr. Cummings' favor. You're doing yourself favor. You're doing yourself favor. Listen to this. I'll play this. This video, let me bring it down. This video will clearly tell you who is Mr. Cummings. To tell you that Mr. Cummings is well educated, Mr. Cummings has enough finances for his personal living. Mr. Cummings is well established. Mr. Cummings not need to see government job to make money. No. Unlike George Weah, who was dysfunctional, who was disorganized, who was ill-fitted, uneducated before even becoming president. Unlike George Weah. When we comparing people with competency and qualification to lead Liberia, who have done it before for various corporations and institutions around the world, when you're comparing them, you don't bring President Weah to the scene. Everyone who are contesting against Mr. Cummings, against President Weah, they are well established, well educated than George Weah. A president who cannot articulate himself, who cannot even speak well, who cannot even have the courage to give analysis on our Liberian economy, how to drive our Liberian economy. A person who lacks the moral obligations to transform and change the people's life. President Weah who keep lying to the Liberian people. What kind of man, grown old man, 50 plus years old man, will continuously to lie to the Liberian people? Grown old man, 50 plus, lying to the Liberian people. Going saying Liberia and Miami. if we need to be serious in this country, is to make the right decision come 2023. If we need to be serious in the country, the right decisions, we need to make it come 2023. And the right decisions is to elect Mr. Cummings. The right decision is to elect Mr. Cummings. And to that guy I'm talking about, that funny thing, I may play you a recording. You know, CDC strategy, it failed already. You know, I can be laughing at CDC. Their strategy failed. Let me tell you, CDC playing strategy. CDC looking for a way. CDC looking for a way to blame Mr. Cummings. Let me tell you, CDC playing strategy. I come. Let me show you to you. That way I can show CDC playing strategy to you. In 2017, CDC only strategy in 2017 to stop Mr. Cummings was to call Mr. Cummings a gay. It was CDC only strategy is to call Mr. Cummings a gay. They pay Obey to do that. Obey or Himson paid up by the president, Samuel Tuer McGill. They fool Obey that Obey are going to get job by lying on Mr. Cummings. Oh, Mr. Cummings like gay. After Obey finished lying, George won to that propaganda. Then give Obey the position. Obey came up, Obey said, I don't want to lie on Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings was never a gay. Mr. Cummings had been married. They lie on Mr. Cummings. They finish lying on Mr. Cummings. 2023, that's Friday, you've been seen him, but boy, it can work. 2023, that we wishing to 2023 election, they won't bring a Friday, but boy, it can work. So they say we'll blame Mr. Cummings for everything. Joria go in the public, even Joria people say that Mr. Cummings get Joria running stomach medicine. When Joria West go at UN General Assembly playing Candy Crush, you say that President that Mr. Cummings pay international media to snap the woman phone. When respects get high in this country, you say that Mr. Cummings. When they get cut away on time, they say that Mr. Cummings delay the traffic. when they get eat to their horses, they will say that Mr. Cummings make it delay that women for cooking. When they pressing the iron burn are close, CDC official will say that Mr. Cummings increase the current. The country is hard. Instead of them fixing the country, they are blaming Mr. Cummings that Mr. Cummings made the country hard. If you bring the men for everything, get them made the presidency. Let the men fix everything. If you say that the men can go talk, what the hell into government officials will say Mr. Cummings go speak to the US to America Treasury Department to be sanctioned on CDC government officials. Who can think that? What kind of normal human being would think in a way in faction? You tell you CDC official is normal. You tell you CDC official is normal. What kind of human being will get normal brain? Everybody just looking sucker on the Georgia administration. I know that medicine job. What kind of normal human being in this country would think that Mr. Cummings can influence the U.S. Treasury Department to sanction CDC government officials? What kind of normal human being would think in that way? Normal human being would get a thing in that way. It means when Mr. Cummings can even convince the U.S. Treasury Department to sanction people, you feel y'all be in the country, y'all be passing around, all of y'all will be sanctioned. All of y'all will sanction all of y'all. If Mr. Cummings has that power, all of y'all will not sanction all of y'all. If Mr. Cummings just has that power to say, I will talk to the U.S. Treasury Department to sanction every 3%, all the government officials are going to sanction all of y'all. What kind of normal human being? See this, I don't know what they want to go sit down to discuss. I know the normal. They get sense. When the way I point, as not the way I point somebody to certain position, they are bringing lost strength. They can be thinking right for it again. They can be thinking abnormal. Respect go out. For you to come to the people who help you, go to business tycoon and talk to them. You say that, Mr. Cummings, when you control billions of dollars, you can invest in the agriculture sector to improve, to allow Liberians to feed themselves. You don't do it. You can't. Normal human being, commissioner, marital commissioner, say that, okay, Evan, say that Mr. Cummings talk to business tycoon to increase the price. What kind of normal? Jesus, yes. You hear normal person talking at him. People who ready for change in this country, you not hear them talking at him. You look at the U.S. Treasury Department giving reports on those who have stolen, those who have disorganized our Liberian people resources, those who have stolen from us. You look at them and sanction them. Then you say that Mr. Cummings. Then you say Mr. Cummings desperate for power. And Mr. Cummings desperate for power. Yeah, Mr. Cummings will not gain that power. You get sense what is happening to your brain. For you to support anti-graft institution, to investigate that bogus there, to bring them and cheer them for stealing, you say that Mr. Cummings. You get it, your head just pop, you say that Mr. Cummings. The city, moreover, is the dirtiest city in Africa. George Koji was saying that there, they said that Mr. Cummings, that ANC people can be putting it there on the road. You bring your gay propaganda, it won't work on Mr. Cummings. I think the people already know. I think that cheap propaganda, it won't work. You can't say, Mr. Cummings, you blame Mr. Cummings. You say, Mr. Cummings, I'm for la bro. Your sensei thinking, you thinking. What kind of sense is? So now I can really be thinking sedition. Sedition Sedition went to the party headquarters. Go to welcome we are. As not the bottom of we are, it's a clapping your hand. Where go up, we want development. Where go up, we want development. That sense, what kind of normal people will be thinking like that? Listen to Ober confessing and exposing George Weah. And when you go to listen, now people can have what you gave in it will not work in this country. When George Weah naked is here in the public, therefore committing the spirit, walk in the entertainment center naked. You're going gay. When mobile model say George Weah can kiss, George Weah can be kissing as Calgary. You're call that one gay. Normal human being. I know your senses, George Weah eating all of your senses are government official. You can think by yourself. George Weah eating your senses. You can reason. Some other people will be beyond by after 2023. Listen to the foolish one called Ober, where a using a dumping. Listen to him.
If our eldest coming, he's gonna appreciate what we did. He's gonna appreciate what we did. And our job, what we did for George Weah, if our eldest coming, he's gonna appreciate what we did.
Listen to the bugger talking at him. What they did for George Weah, they lie, they pull up against Mr. Cummings. They lies. Just because you want to see a teeth in your mouth, you're a cow.
Our job, what we did for George Weah is our Ellis Kumi. He's going to appreciate what we did. Oh, let me tell you one. I went to Royal Hotel, upstairs on the 4th floor. The girl who gave me the ring that I'll be wearing, she took me to Royal Hotel on the 4th floor. She said, let's go eat up here. So we went there. I'm sitting down. The next thing I know, Ellis Kumi walking. He turned around and looked at me.
That's a lie, liar.
Respect. You know, I just wanted to go there to just say, bro, the thing that came in.
For what?
Oh.
After you lied on him?
I get out to go. Get Muna Fahad. Oh, that's what knows Muna Fahad.
I was there with Muna.
No.
I was there with Muna and I agreed.
Oh, I just want to go tell the man hello that.
We weren't going to let you.
Move the control forward.
We were not going to let you talk to him.
The girl all over the place. Oh, my God. I started laughing. So I go sit down, Muna, watch on my table like that. Like, she feeling blasted me and now she can ask me, that you don't open nation? I said, look at it, that you don't want to see the men that gay or red in the poor restaurant. 18. I invented it and I stuck it on Ellis Kumi and it stuck. It stuck. Today did I get it still on Ellis Kumi. It was something I invented. And the way I did it, I called somebody from Atlanta, where you are living. So I created a story, and I called the person and attached the person into it. The person is a B librarian guy too. He said, yeah, my man, I will tell you that true. So I used that person as a reference, that information. So that's what we did for George Weah to get him to where he is. Shit.
Yeah, they want. It ain't the day for George Weah. Listen to it again. Listen.
Now she can ask me, that you don't open nation? I said, look at it, that you don't want to see the men that gay or red in the poor restaurant. 18. I invented it and I stuck it on Ellis Kumi. And so 18. I invented it and I stuck it on Ellis Kumi. And it stuck. 18. I invented it and I stuck it on Ellis Kumi. And it stuck.
You listen to him? That's what the man, his name is Ober, that was fooled by George Weah, McGill, Kochi, and Moba Moru to invent the lies against Mr. Cummings. He invented the lies thinking that you're going to get a job in Georgia administration. He kicked it button. And now he's begging. He was used 2017 to lie on Mr. Cummings. You listen to him. Listen to him. You listen to him. Y'all can, all the citizens, y'all can listen to the man. Y'all to him. When y'all go tell Joya. Say 2023, no amount of propaganda will work on Mr. Cummings. Listen to him.
Now she can ask me, that you don't open nation? I said, look at it, that you don't want to see the men that gay or red in the poor restaurant. 18. I invented it and I stuck it on Ellis Kumi. And it stuck.
Yes, because you were paid. So you invented lies.
It stuck. Today did I get it still on Ellis Kumi. It was something I invented. And the way I did it, I called somebody from Atlanta, where you are living. So I created a story, and I called the person and attached the person into it. The person is a B librarian guy too. He said, yeah, my man, I will tell you that true. So I used that person as a reference, that information. So that's what we did for George Weah to get him to where he is. So I use that person as a reference. That information so that's what we did for George Weah. That information so that's what we did for George Weah to get him to where he is.
Yeah, the thing we did for George Weah. Yeah, the thing we did for George Weah to lie on the poor man. You know, I can enjoy some of these conversations, right? And let me say this to your decision: no amount of lies, no amount of lies, no amount of sycophantic lies will stop Mr. Cummings' campaign. We will campaign, we will mobilize for Mr. Cummings. If ever 2023 will mark in history that George Weah will be a one-term president. 2023. George Weah will be a one-term president comes 2023. A one-term president. We will make that man a one-term president comes 2023. We are clear with this. A one-term president will make that one a one-term president. We're here to ask anything. Calm down. December 15, register in Morado County, in Bombing County, in Cape Town County, and in Barbuda County. Voter registration starts. Calm down. Calm down. You can calm down in November. Voter registration starts on the 15th in Morado County, in Bombing County, in Cape Town, and Barbuda. When you come down, you get your voter registration card, you go back. Time to vote, you come 2 weeks before the voting time. You come down during the campaign. These are some of the things we need to do. We come down, register, and we vote. There's a message to everybody in the diaspora. Start printing your ticket. We're in September. Next month is October. Start raising money to come down. Start raising money. Start raising money. Come down. Register, vote. Come down, get your voter registration card. That's the awareness. And let us stop complaining. To make Mr. Cummings president, easy tax. So in order to do it, we have to sacrifice our time, our efforts, and everything. We have to do it. Mr. Cummings is our next president. I think he has it. Mr. Cummings said, my first day in office, we will call for the immediate prosecution and investigation of CDC government officials. We will prosecute you in the country. We will leave power. We will say that since Mr. Cummings made the American people to say so, Natana Magone. You want, who come in, you come in jail. After we investigate you, you're found guilty. That jail will open the National Public Jail for corrupt public officials. The National Jail for public corrupt officials. That the jail will come open after 2023. And I believe in that jail, George Weah will be there. George Weah in bail on the highway. That 46 or 48 kind of minutes. That's how he put down the highway. Will be the National Theater for Digital for Technology. We'll seize down, Eddie sees Judy Bryan Hall for all of the corruption. That corrupt money George Weah take from the core of the Liberian people over there in Bay Horse. That is the Liberian Silicon Valley, the National Theater for Technology. We're using that George Weah Hall. We use it as a National Technology Theater. Well, everybody with technological ideas can go there every week. to showcase that technological talent they are product they are produced through technology. That I would do. Then we'll go to Maggie Hall. Finabono Hall should be in. Will be the National Agricultural Center. It's be fun in Sasta. Because as you go be fun. When you finish being it, we'll grab her, we investigate her. In that hall, I've been used the money she's making, and match that house as she pay. Or a month. We use that house as the national cultural center. That should be fun. That should be fun. That should be fun. When you finish being a fan, just you go to her, but maybe we'll get to Sanakawa, the cheese zone, and I play maybe talking a good English there. And they finish, and they do everything. The legacy of them still the Labempo money, but 2023, after 2023 election, when Mr. Cummings has become president for this country, we'll start dealing with you. We'll start investigating your one. They might just hire money on the ground. Some of your businesses you are getting in the country, the people will tell that thing they weren't doing. Imagine people will sense in this country sedition can go work on thief. They say that Maggie people work on Nathaniel McGill. Nathaniel McGill, who is a public thief, a public role, you work on in your country. That thing may say, what can happen to sedition? They may tell you, say they may involve you all of the bad deeds in this country. Stealing money from business accounts in the country. You take Praga, you put it on your head to work on that type of rule. Then when your son steal in the hall, then you beat him. You know, stay in that group, but you can come in the public to heal public thieves. When your son take your lad to that you have, or your lad to that you get beat just in my key into your hall. But he able to look at McGill. Even you also be throwing water on McGill. McGill also get the face to even come assassin. But you're getting McGill the face to come outside. You can run behind your sons and your daughter then. You beat them for stealing, but you can heal McGill. McGill, is that looking to say, let me not go, you say, yeah, I will go. Now, that's what this is doing. You look at Beatrice. You see, every year, Beatrice can transfer $1 million in a private account. You look at that type of man. You carry in resources. You put bracket on your head. Just say you get, what can happen to the sedition? Just say you get sense. They say Beatrice that go, you say, yeah, I will go. You look at Beatrice. You say, yeah, Beatrice like a rule. You shame. If you will heal Beatrice in Nathaniel McGill, there's something wrong with you somewhere. Rehabilitation center is necessary for you. When you can heal Nathaniel McGill, when you can heal where it needs Beatrice, there's something wrong with your brain. Something very wrong with your brain. You have to change your brain that you get. Something wrong with it. If you can be healing at thieves, they mean your brain. Something wrong with it. They mean you need to change. It mean either you need to go to the church for deliverance. Someone say like brother Miami, the may stay president. When you go somewhere, you pass there, you go see someone that say like brother Miami. You may look at Labrador, like the dirtiest country, the poorest country in Africa, instead of Miami. Instead of looking at Miami. The man, look at Labrador. Labrador has been described as one of the world's poorest country. And one of the world's dirtiest country. You look at the man like your president. You go to America, he land to the American people, He said, "La Bureau look at Miami." We were looking at Miami. We were looking at country that resemble Miami. Then you go to citizen go to the citizen party corner. They say the man at Sagumo tree is under the Sagumo tree. The man, it was make it good. The man taking the Jamaica we. When you tell the Jamaica we, you will get the Jamaica we. Yeah, it's not on the pulpit. He said, "La Bureau la Miami." You look at La Bureau, la people said for people said to get $1 to eat in this country is difficult. In this country, it is very difficult for people to even get $1 to eat in this country. $1 to get in this country to eat. People get, we get you $1 a day, you will get eat again in the country. Well, according to science, your normal diet or your normal time to eat is 30 times a day. If you don't have it, maybe that 2. But in La Bureau, when your mom or your pa cook, by 1 o'clock, when you eat, you will not eat again until the next morning. Then I may say La Bureau, La Miami. Then you go on a CDC party corner. To CDC party corner, you go there. You go set to CDC party corner. Then you know what you say? We have finished CDC party corner. Then you did not win a car with a car. After eating lost store, the car said, "We are speaking in fact." The president spoke in fact. Some of y'all learn the hard way in the country. Some of y'all. The hardest way y'all learn in this country. You know how y'all learn? When Georgia finished stealing, and nothing leave to steal, then you can't steal your woman. I don't know where you're learning. When Georgia finished stealing heavy, then Georgia can steal your woman. At the time you know la real Miami. Imagine day before yesterday, a girl, young girl, that reports are not even identified her, a young girl cried at the Simple Bridge and jumped in the water and committed suicide. Young girl, she cried bitterly and jumped in the Simple River and committed suicide. You know what it takes for an individual to commit suicide? You know how it takes for you to commit suicide? You know what it takes for an individual to commit suicide? Like Miami, it happening in Miami. People can go commit suicide in Miami. And like people will get. What the president say? La Bureau Miami. Listen to who is coming. When you listen to who is coming, when you come with different argument, they will argue. Listen to who is coming.
Alexander B. Cummings is a Liberian businessman and philanthropist, renowned internationally as a global corporate executive with over 30 years of leadership, demonstrated achievement and wealth creation built through honesty, integrity, hard work, and professionalism. born and raised in Liberia, a graduate of the College of West Africa, and briefly matriculated to Cuttington University College before completing his bachelor's in finance and economics at Northern Illinois University. He also holds an MBA in finance from Atlanta University. He returned home and worked for the Liberia Bank of Development and Investment, LBDI, before moving internationally, first with the Pillsbury Company in Minnesota, USA, and then the Coca-Cola Company, including Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, and the United Kingdom. He has recently resigned as Executive Vice President and Chief Administrative Officer of the Coca-Cola Company. Liberia needs a remedy, not a replica. Liberia needs real change, not more of the same. Most of the political class have deep alliances that are associated with some of the causes of the Liberia conflict. Hence, the alliances are almost impossible to give way to new equitable systems of efficiency, transparency, and accountability free of influence peddling. Alexander B. Cummings, Empowering Liberians, Uplifting Liberia, Hope and Change for the Future.
Let me show you it. We are currently on YouTube. The show is being broadcast through YouTube. Let me show you it. We are currently on YouTube. So this is the ANC Liberia TV on YouTube. Let me show you it. We are currently having the show now on YouTube. So if you can go, you go to ANC Liberia YouTube channel. You can subscribe. ANC Liberia YouTube channel. You can go there, you subscribe to the page. This is the show currently running on YouTube. Here's it. ANC Liberia YouTube channel. It's here. The show is currently running on YouTube. So as you can see, so you can go on the YouTube channel. The ANC Liberia TV is currently on YouTube, and the show is currently running on YouTube. So from today on, upward, we'll be running the show on YouTube. So as you can see, the show is currently on YouTube. So you can go now, go there, follow the YouTube channel, and then you get. So that is it. The show is on YouTube. You can follow our YouTube page I just show you them. So that is it. We need to stop some of these things. We need to graduate. Some people can argue, oh, what Mr. Cummings have done? What Mr. Cummings have done for this country? What is Mr. Cummings' contribution for this country? You want to know what Mr. Cummings have done? Yes, listen to this. This will inform you what Mr. Cummings have done for this country. Listen.
After I was talking to my papi and my old man and my pikin, all my real guy, Broad Street, and I went Clarendon. I even went Pinsville. I went Bon, Lofa, Nima, Grand Cape, man, and all my papi and everybody just telling me, say, the mayor, same we not see the mayor, the man looking like good mayor, the man just good, all the thing the man talking, it makes sense to help our but all the people then just keep telling us, say, oh, the man just coming, the man do nothing for Liberia. So I say, you know what, you will let me go check so I can find out the thing here. So I went and checked. I checked that when the man was working with Coca-Cola, the man used his position to get people in Coca-Cola to donate about $2 million to support Liberia. During the Ebola time, the man decided, he said, I will help, I will get people together, I will use my position, $2 million. He didn't stop there. He provided scholarship for our children and Liberian children in Liberia and abroad. The man sponsored the Alexander B. Cummings Innovation Center at the AMU University. Imagine that for our students to be learning better, to get better access to Google things and to learn. He decided, he said, no, I will look for local organizations in Liberia that are trying to do work for people to bring water. About 20 other organizations, 20 projects. he decided to sponsor 20 projects for organizations who were building pump, digging well, helping to provide clean drinking water. He stopped there. The man spent almost $4.5 million in the Pinsville area, around the Dupo area, for you who actually living there, to build the first school they call STEM school. That school is supposed to help our children and learn about computer, about technology, about math, about science. The first time ever in the history of Liberia. The man stopped there. The man convinced a friend in America during the Ebola crisis. That time you're not even thinking about running for president. During the Ebola crisis, he convinced a lot of BP people in America. He brought all of them with him to Liberia. He said, you gotta go see for ourselves what happening in Liberia. He brought some top branding from Coca-Cola. Because of that, they decided that during the Ebola crisis, Coca-Cola would not shut down. While all the other companies that were closing, Coca-Cola remained open. In fact, Coca-Cola increased their work in Liberia by employing more Liberians. Now what could we not do? The man stopped there. Our president, Ellen Johnson, saw the thing and said, what? The man are too good. I can't believe the thing the man doing. So she decided to get a man the highest honor in the Republic of Liberia. She said, I will honor the man for the kind of good work he's doing. Long need to call it the Ninth Grand Band in the Humane Order of African Redemption. Now what Ellen Johnson said he get a man to honor the man. I said even Joa Howard Taylor that running will open today. She saw the thing. She said, what? I can't believe it. The man are too good, man. The man too good for the man are too good the way the man helping the country. In fact, she saw the thing for long. She said, you know what? In fact, I'm in love with the man. The man too good. But the man will say, that one not there. He not doing it for you, Joel. Don't be in love with the man. Yeah, he married. I'm my husband. He only doing it for Liberia because he really loved this country. He launched the Cummings Africa Foundation. Since the man launched the foundation in 14 months, the man had undertaken 22 projects, and he now support 25 different organizations in Liberia, and about 30,000 plus Liberians now benefit from the projects the man now do. He now spent about $289,000 on education, agriculture, and health. The how good the man is, the man paid the wire school fee for 2,322 students. He won. He spent about $106,000 in actually doing it. The man stopped there. The man went to BWI. The man saw BWI. They played dark, no current. All our politicians that been in the country passing around, they never thought about it at all. The man decided, the man said, okay, I will change this thing and I'm good for the people to be coming to school, no lie. The man buy this big generator. The generator can electrify the whole BWI and even provide more current to people outside of BWI. 350 kVA. The generator cost the man $67,000. The man said, BWI, you use the generator so people can come to school with light. That the Cummings man they're talking about, they say the men are good, they don't know the man just coming. That the man, my people, when you go vote, remember Alexander B Cummings, the man want change the country. The man want make the country better. He said, you gotta stop supporting the politician who been lying to us. Finally, you gotta get together to make our country better. Remember.
So that is the work of Mr. Cummings. And that is what Mr. Cummings have always been doing. When you go saying outside your way, and you tired saying outside your way, you say Mr. Cummings not do anything. That is what Mr. Cummings have been doing. If you finish sitting inside your way, so we are not giving money, you don't say if I say Mr. Cummings not do anything. When you come here, there is a study class. This is the national study class of all citizens. And then we teach you that Mr. Cummings is the only presidential aspirant or candidate who have the competency, the credibility, and integrity to lead our Liberian people. And this is where we provide our education. This is why we provide our education. So in order, I will upload the same wave money, the same wave number for you people to support this show, because we need to keep this show on the radio. We need to keep this show on the radio for this show to continue airing on the radio. So we'll put our same with no more here. Let me see if I have it here. Okay, we put our same with no more here. We need to support the show on the radio. We need to keep the show. We need to keep the show. We need to keep the show running. 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 Let's support our own thing. Let's support our own thing. Just support your own thing. Support your own thing. I just please the same way no more there. Support your own thing. So this is what we need to be doing in order to keep the show running. Let me say this. Let me say this to everyone, right? Everyone who supports Mr. Cummings, let me say this. Instead of us complaining, instead of us sitting and allowing ourselves to be yawns, let me say this to sedition. First, before I come to people from the ANC. Sedition. Let me advise you people. In order for us to have a better country, a country where everyone can have an independent mind and understanding, in order for us to have a country where there is peace and security, in order for us to have a country where the people are adequately prepared and employed, is for us to vote as a patriot. Voting as a patriot means is for us, we as supporters of this country, to upright. We need to have a patriotic decision to vote Mr. Cummings. Comes to me today. And let me turn to the people of the ANC. Let me say this. In order for us to make Mr. Cummings president, it's for us to do it with unity. Let us unite. Let us support each other. Let us have each other. Let us be our brother's keeper. People from the ANC, let us be our brother keeper. Let us support each other financially, morally, academically. Let us support each other. If we see someone striving, support them. There is no free effort. The efforts you will take to support an individual, that efforts will be rewarded. Let me show you this. I want to re-energize you people mind. Look at 2017, how it was. When you look at 2017, how it was, you will never feel in supporting and promoting people. Listen to this. Feel this. All right. You see the crowd we pulled out in 2017? You see the crowd we pulled out in 2017? Our first experience in the Liberian body politics. You see the crowd? We want times 5 of this crowd comes on to the day. We want times 5. The crowd, we want times 5. We want times 5 of this crowd. This is 2017. We want times 5 of this crowd comes 2023. It means we need to support each other. We need to open arms to everyone who come to support Mr. Cummings. I'm challenging every member of the ANC times 5 of this crowd. We need to put our comes 2023. Few. This is just a reflection of the crowd we put up in 2023. The crowd we put up in 2017. I'm just reminding you people, reflecting, for you people to reflect about the crowd we put up in 2017. We can do more than this in 2023.
A Liberia for the brand new generation. I want my God like you. I let my God. Me and God begin on the remake. I will see. Don't forget to not see. I say, I will have to. Everything that just go, my people never really have to. I said, I can't make it. Takune and I see, man. I said, Baba.
You see the crowd? You see the crowd in 2017? We need times 5 of this crowd to fill the entire SKD or ATS. See the crowd?
Amanda Africa wetu. Oh, nibasia. I mean, do here. I say, come and see Mr. Cummings, who controlled billions of dollars under his watch, and not one dime was missing. Is there any honest person in Liberia? I say, come and see Mr. Cummings, who headed a global company well without corruption. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased, I'm humbled to present to you an icon in the international world, a man who understands the global world, a man who has the international influence, a man who is well connected, a man who has the presidents of the world number in his phone, a man who understands the problem Liberia is faced with. Not just understanding the problem Liberia is faced with, but a man who can provide the solution. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to hear the policy statement of the man, Alexander Benedict Cummings, political leader of the Alternative National Congress. With a hand of applause, please allow me to receive the political leader, Alexander Benedict Cummings.
I present to you Mr. Alexander B. Cummings, ABC for short, the Joshua of our time, the one who knows that Liberians deserve better. It's ABC and the ANC. Oh, let's go.
After almost 170 years, we deserve a better Liberia. Manda! The ANC and I truly believe that Liberia deserves better, and you deserve better. Every single one of you in this stadium deserves a chance to succeed. to be able to feed your families and send your children to school. You should be able to find a job when you finish school. You deserve to have the basic human right to electricity and running water. But only us Liberians can make that possible, and we must work for and towards it. We have all heard many promises from many people. People promise to make Liberia a better place, but always come up short. Always taking a little bit too long. I think 170 years is a very long time for people to still be getting it wrong. Amanda, Africa, where to? Amanda, Africa, where to? It's time we take ownership of our country. We have to build a Liberia we want to live in. We have to build a house we want to live in. This begins by selecting a government and administration that truly cares about the Liberian people. A government cannot see its people living without light for 170 years and says it loves you. I think you are tired of hearing the same false promises. You must ask yourselves, what have they really done? Amanda. But you have a role to play in selecting who will deliver on that promise. The best predictor of future behavior and performance is past behavior and performance. You know all of their names and you know all of what they can do. You know what they're capable of and what they've done for you. If you keep selecting people with the same experiences, we will not get different results. Like they say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Are we really going to give them a third time to fool us again? No.
The people that are hacking, the show. They are hacking the show, but yeah. So I will bring you this. They won't make the show look bad. Oh yeah. When I go, yeah. I'm going anywhere. Where yeah. Even yeah. Where? Let's listen to the video from Mr. Cummings. They do. Yeah. We're going nowhere. We'll be here. We'll provide all of the necessary solution here. We ain't going nowhere. We're here. We're here. Listen.
The best products in the world, right? I'm Alex Cummings, Executive Vice President and Chief Administrative Officer, and I've been with Coca-Cola 13 years. Several experiences I've had over my 25 plus years of work that prepared me well for this role. First, I started my career on the financial side of the business I worked for. And the financial discipline, the understanding of the economics of the business, how you make money was crucial to prepare me for this role. I think the other type of experience that have been important and critical was this time I spent here running a business. I ran the Coke business in Nigeria. I was business unit president for about half of Africa. And then for almost 7 years, I ran the entire Africa group for the Coca-Cola company. And over that time, we grew the business significantly, double earnings, etc. And so those two sets of experiences, being on the functional side, the financial plan, process, understanding, and then actually the operating role, actually running the enterprise, I think has contributed to preparing me for my current role. What excites me about what I do is the fact that the role I play and the functions I have the privilege of leading are primarily functions that will contribute to the achievement of our 2020 vision and to the longevity of the Coca-Cola enterprise. So again, as I think about the people function, key and core to everything we do is the success of our people. Our R&D, research and development, research innovation function, again, key to the future success of this business. And so the work we do in that area is one that I find very exciting. The work we're doing around information technology, and again, to achieve our 2020 vision, to enable more productivity, we'll have to get better at the use of technology and leveraging technology in the most significant way. And so that also excites me. Our strategy work, I have the opportunity of leading strategy. And again, having the right strategy, the right long-term vision is an area that also excites me. So I have the good fortune of leading and managing a lot of functions, all of which play a relatively important part to achieving the goals of the company. And that therefore excites me every day as I come to work.
That is Mr. Cummings right there. That is Mr. Cummings. And listen to this video of Mr. Cummings' vision. After his vision, then we get to go.
I'm Alexander B. Cummings, and I'm running for president of the Republic of Liberia. Liberia just turned 170 years old, the oldest republic in Africa. And yet, we're one of the least developed countries on the continent, and indeed one of the least developed countries in the world. And I say to you, my fellow Liberians, after 170 years, we deserve a better Liberia. We need to ask ourselves some fundamental questions. Why are we where we are? Why, after 170 years, most Liberian homes don't have electricity? Most Liberian homes don't have running water. Most Liberians are unemployed. These are things we can change. These are things we should demand of ourselves and of our leaders. These are things I, as your president, will change for all of you. We, as Liberians, cannot keep doing the same things and expect different results. We cannot keep electing and selecting the same kinds of leaders with the same kinds of experiences and expect Liberia to change. We have to do many things differently, and that starts with selecting and electing new leaders who know how to create jobs, who know how to grow the economy, who will prioritize the Liberian people first before they prioritize themselves. And this is what I offer you. This is what the Cummings, Solonte, and ANC-led government will commit to you, the Liberian people. The other universal truth that I want to share with you, my fellow Liberians, is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And again, I ask you to look at my record of job creation, of success, of managing large budgets without one penny going missing. All of these things you can look at and compare to the other candidates. And again, you will see that my past performance and past behavior is a good predictor, a good indicator that what I commit to, we will deliver. And I ask you to make a comparison as you go to the polls on October 10th. There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. So after job creation, our next priority is agriculture. We are a country, after 170 years, that do not feed ourselves. Last year alone, we imported over 160 million United States dollars in rice import, and total food imports was over $280 million. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves, and my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we're focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our 5th priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is, first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So, for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after this thing called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country. Is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will coordinate all of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission. We will make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize their assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. Okay. So those are the things we will do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, etc., etc. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government because we believe that having a government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We'll leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the how's. But let me end by leaving you again with these two universal truths. One is we cannot keep doing the same things, my people, and expect different results. We cannot keep electing the same people with the same experiences and expect Liberia to change. We need to elect and select different people to lead us, to serve us, to help us manage and run our country. And the other universal truth is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And on those two counts, I believe I stand head and shoulders above the other candidates aspiring to lead our country. So I ask you, together, we will change Liberia for the benefit of all Liberians. We will transform our country. We will give us a new start, a fresh start, so that all of us can benefit from this country we love. I thank you. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Liberia.
So that was the voice of Mr. Cummings. I would like to say thank you for following. Thank you for being there. Thank you for always following this show. Thank you for being there. So this is how we come to the conclusion of today's show. I'd like to say a very big thank you. Thank you for staying by us. Thank you for being with us. So that is it. And we'll call this a day. Keep following this show. Tomorrow we will be on the radio, on Liberty Radio for 3 good hours. We'll be on Liberty Radio for 3 good hours. 2 hours, from 1:30 to 3 o'clock. We'll be discussing Mr. Cummings' message to our audience. So I'd like to say thank you for being here. Thank you for following. Thank you for watching. And then we will end with this music.
Straight They finish, oh, they finish. Elisana Cummings, they finish. They finish, oh, they finish. Partiality finish, oh, they finish. They finish, oh, they finish. The corruption is they finish, oh, they finish. Everybody have an enjoy. When one get wet, babu jaw, that thing have to stop. Look, we have facility. Finish our money, walking away with impunity. Yeah. We suffering and enjoying. While we crying, they laughing. Yeah. Hospital like a medicine. Now I want to say, they can give us straight to overseas. But we having somebody that coming to me. Somebody that coming to bring justice for the poor. And it's having somebody that coming to me. The CPP to wipe away our sorrow. We having somebody that coming to me. Somebody that coming with good facility. We having somebody that coming to me. Somebody that coming with equal opportunity. They finish, oh, they finish. Hey, Sana Cummings say they finish. They finish, oh, they finish. Partiality finish, oh, they finish. They finish, oh, they finish. The corruption is they finish, oh, they finish. Yeah, tell a group of people in the country tuning all the slave. If you try to talk as soon as get you, you will go to jail. Look at that, violating our way, all staffing in that care. Liberia wake up when I send somebody to rescue us.